Today's book is the Bhagavad Gita. I really hope I said that right. Please let me know if I didn't. But I read it really fast because I really loved it. And this is probably a book that I'm going to revisit several times because it's not a book that you can get everything in the first time. It's poetic. It's one of those books that I think this is what Gandhi said. If you study it every single day, you will have a profound experience. And that's really the vibes that I got from it. But the reason I picked up this book is one, I've heard about it everywhere, and two, some of my favorite authors have cited it as one of their main inspirations. Emerson says this, Thoreau says this, I know Schopenhauer read it. A lot of the greatest minds throughout history have picked up this book and found inspiration in it, and I think that's a good enough reason alone to pick it up. But I will talk about a few of the things that I noticed. I'll talk about a few of the things that I found interesting. The basic gist of the book, or the basic format of the book, is I think it says 700 verses, and it's really about Prince. Let me get the name right. I love how I can't find it now. Prince Arjuna and Lord Krishna. Those are the main characters. But basically, what the book is, Prince Arjuna is going to war, going to battle, and he asks guidance from Lord Krishna. And there's a bunch of different premises. There's a bunch of different topics covered. The ones that stood out to me the most were the ideas of a monad, or the sort of God that Spinoza talked about, a God that is everywhere at all times and everything and encompasses everything. Think of Taoism, think of the Dharma, think of those types of ideas that in everyone and everything is God, and the essence is everything. That's really what it was talking about, and that's really an interesting idea, because Schopenhauer said something very profound about this concept, and it's something that is echoed throughout the Bhagavad Gita, and it is that all empathy derives from the recognition that this art thou, that when you see yourself in others, you see that if you harm someone else, you're really harming yourself. And that's where I think a really profound statement comes from. That's where I think a really profound understanding of empathy and humanity comes from. But I think this is a message that is missed on most people, because even in Christianity, there's the idea of let he who hath no sin cast the first stone, meaning how dare you judge others because you're really judging yourself. How dare you point the finger at anyone else because you can point the finger at yourself and see the same things, see the same issues. And that's really, really interesting to me. Another thing that I noticed that stood out was the idea of a grand order, the idea of almost a Wu Wei like idea. So if you don't know what Wu Wei is, I'll explain it from my understanding, because this is how I connected it to the Gita. And basically what Wu Wei is inspired action. And in the Bhagavad Gita, it talks about work, it talks about purpose, and it talks about when you remove the outcome from your work and find happiness in the moment, then there is no need for anything else. There is no suffering. There is no pain. Because when we do something for some expectation, then that means if it doesn't come, we're disappointed. And if it comes, we're happy, but it's never the lasting happiness. The only lasting happiness we can ever get is when we do something for the love of it, when we do something because we enjoy doing it. Like, I'm telling you right now, I don't make videos for anything else aside from the fact that I like doing it. It's fun to talk about books. It's fun to talk about ideas. It's fun to talk about concepts and things that I'm playing around with in my head. And it's like, that will forever drive me. It's not about anything else aside from that. And it's finding that in your life. It's finding the purpose. It's finding the fulfillment. It's finding your ability to just do something for the sake of doing it. Do it for the sake of loving it. Doing for the sake of it brings you happiness. It brings you joy. This is the entire thing of Neville Goddard's ideas as well. It's the entire thing to most philosophies. Detach yourself from the external circumstances and fall in love with the journey. Detach yourself from everything that is telling you this, telling you that, and just do it. Just do what it is that you want. Just live your life in the way that you want, and nothing else matters. And I think that's such a profound statement. I think that's something that I was really inspired by when I was reading this. And there's lots of other ideas in this book that I found super interesting. Let me try to think of them. I'll stall for a little bit, but overall, I just thought this was a really good book, and I think this is something that if you haven't read, it's very, very short. It's not super difficult in terms of poetry. I know it's probably different in its original language, but in the English version, it's not something that's hyper complex, but it's something that you understand that there's a lot of value, there's a lot of depth, there's a lot of meaning, and you can see why this book was passed down for so many generations. You can see why this book is something that is so inspiring, especially even into this day. And the last thing I want to talk about is the idea of sin, because this is an idea that I feel like I saw it best put in the book of Mir Dad, but I saw it repeated here as well. And you know, when you think of the idea of sin, it's so bastardized. It's so different from how it really should be interpreted. Sin, originally in Hebrew, the root of sin just meant to misstep. But we've built it up into a word that is bad. We built it up into a word that is evil and a word that is negative. But basically what the Gita tells you to do is overcome your sin. Overcome the missteps. Overcome the things where you went wrong. Allow them to be forgiven. Allow yourself to move past them. Because when you dwell on something, when you focus on something, you bring it into the present. Whatever you've done in the past doesn't matter. Whatever you've done in the past has no hold over this moment. Unless you bring it into this moment, unless you fixate on it, unless you carry your emotional state from that event into this moment, then it can carry with you. Then it can linger. Then it can stay. But the way you're washed away of your sins is through forgiveness. And it's not forgiveness from God, it's forgiveness of yourself. It's being open and honest with your mistakes. It's understanding them and not hiding from them. It's bringing them to the light so that they can be healed, so that they can be brought to the surface and not dwell in the darkest depths of the sea. With that said, I really urge you to pick up this book. I think it's about 85 pages in this version. This is a book I'm probably going to come back to a lot. This is a book I'm probably going to read more and more as I get older and older, because this is definitely something that has a lot of parts I missed, and it's definitely something that you're not going to get every single message the first time, and that's probably for the best, because this to me seems like something that at every different stage of your life that you're reading it, you're going to take something new away, because you're dealing with new problems, you're dealing with new issues. And it's always fun to pick up books like this, especially when they're so short, especially when they're so poetic, especially when they're so easy to read. I love you guys so much. I will link this book in the description. Thank you guys so much. Peace out. I will catch you in the next one.